Guys, I'm sorry. She made me do it.
You do it.
Uh-huh. You said, do you want to eat? I said, yeah. Well, then we're going to do this.
Okay.
That's how the conversation went.
I did not.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben and Denise here. Sorry we're a few days tardy getting you a video. Everything has been working against us to get this out. So, we did something that we said we were never going to do. We got meat birds.
We did.
And we did not get Frankenbirds. We got, what are they called?
Ginger broilers.
Ginger broilers. And that's what our friends over at Permapasture's Farm got. And we checked them out. They like them. They actually act like chickens. The Frankenbirds, not so much.
Well, and they're, you know, I understand why you would want to raise Cornish crosses. I absolutely do. You have meat really quickly.
Fast, yeah.
They're fast growing. For us, they didn't act like chickens. And the fact that they just sat there and ate and that you had to process at a very specific time within a certain time frame was one of the reasons that we chose not to go with Cornish cross. The ginger broilers, if you wait a week, 2, 3, it's not a huge deal. They still give you ample amount of meat. They grow a little bit slower. But they do act like chickens. And like I said, I understand I understand wanting to raise Cornish cross. We had actually talked about it.
Yep.
It just, when I saw them, it creeped me out a little that they weren't acting like chickens. And I would say no offense to anybody that raises them, because we completely understand.
Yep.
Just for me, I want my chickens to act like chickens, and I'm probably just really weird. But, you know, so we chose to go with the ginger broilers. But why didn't we want to raise meat birds?
Well, before we go into that, I wanted to explain. You know, here we want to give every animal the best life possible. One bad day. And the Cornish cross, you know, them basically not being able to lift themselves up off the ground and just getting so fat and growing so fast, it just didn't seem right to us. But, you know, we're not judging other people for doing it. We understand why. Okay, so why didn't we want to do meat birds in the first place? Well, you know, as with you're growing with us, and we're growing and changing and evolving, and as we learn more, our ideas change. When we got out here, we said, well, we don't want to do the meat birds. What makes sense to have dual purpose birds. And so, you know, that's why we got into the barred rock. They're good egg layers. They're a good beefy chicken. So we thought, well, that'll satisfy our meat needs and all. And of course, we hadn't counted on a fox wiping out half of our chickens at one point.
Yeah, well, and we're not huge chicken eaters. Like we like chicken. It's just not our favorite meat. We would much prefer beef, sheep. So yeah.
But chicken's good protein, and it grows fast.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, the spring flush is almost here.
Almost here.
So,
almost here.
You know, the chickens can be out there eating that, and we don't have a lot of feed, you know, a lot of money invested in it. But what was the other point that we were making?
Well, self-sufficiency, right? Like meat birds, you have to get from the hatchery.
Right.
So that was another main reason for us. You know, we're trying to do as much as we can within the homestead, raising our own meat, our own eggs, being able to propagate. That's why we have a bull. That's why we have a ram. So that we can propagate, so we don't need outside influences. And of course, nobody's going to be 100% self-sufficient, right? But we can try to be as sufficient as possible. But, you know, we went back and forth on this, and there's a lot going on in the world.
To say the least.
Needless to say. So with everything going on, and with everything going on with our government, with everything going on with the world, y'all know, you know, we did a video on BRICS. The Asian finance ministers now are looking to de-dollarize. They're actually talking about not accepting the dollar, the euro, or the yen. So, and that's the Asian, I mean, we're talking Malaysia, China, Indonesia. I mean, that block, it's kind of like the European Commission, European Union, but Asian countries, I guess that's a very simplified way of saying it, but for those of you that don't know, they are now looking to de-dollarize. We have a lot of other countries looking to de-dollarize. We know there's been, a massive bird flu outbreak, and a lot of chickens have been culled. We know because of the drought, a lot of cows were processed last year. So,
farmers sold them off because they couldn't afford to feed them.
exactly.
And guess what? It's springtime. Our neighbors are looking to get a cow. They can't find them, and if they do, they are way
Really
expensive because people are trying to replace all the animals they had to let go of. So
yeah, and guys, and you guys know us. We're not into fear porn. We're not into spreading fear. We just want you to be prepared. If you do not have things set back, please get some food. I really do think we are living through history, and we're living through the fall of the United States hegemony. I think we're going, as we talked about in BRICS, we're going into a multipolar world. I don't think our government is very happy to be part of a multipolar world. I think the United States wants to be a unipolar world, which we have seen with the pretty evil things that we've done over the last 40, 50 years, and I'm not going to go into all of them.
yeah. And don't take that we don't love America. We
love our
patriotic. God bless our military. We don't take care of them the way we should.
It's our government we have an issue with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We love our country, and I'm going to say this to every single woman out there: we are darn lucky that we were born in America, because you want to look at the Middle East and Afghanistan. You can't be educated in a lot of these countries. You can be stoned to death. You can be burned to death, and it is perfectly acceptable.
Your property.
Yes, so we are very fortunate that we were born in this country, and we love this country. We just don't like what our government's doing.
Right.
So
we've come a long way from meat birds.
But we're saying that's
we're telling you why.
Why we went to meat birds. Yeah. So we just started with 25. We don't have 100. We don't have a huge amount, but
no, we'll see how that goes. See how. We'll just see how it goes.
Yes. Yes. Well, let's take you in and see these little cuties.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 25 meat birds in here. Now, we did also order a couple Bielefelders and Buff Orpingtons. We got a little experiment we're going to try, but we'll go out and explain that to you here in just a moment. These are the ginger broilers. You can see, look how much bigger they are than the Bielefelders already, and they're just a few days old.
So the dark ones are the Bielefelders, and as you know, we tried to raise some last year because they're supposed to be really gentle birds. And they all got killed by the fox except for the rooster. And he is very gentle. He is a very good rooster. So we're trying to replace some of the females and continue that line. Okay, so we got the ginger broilers, the Bielefelders, and what were the other ones?
Buff Orpingtons.
Buff Orpingtons.
Yes.
Say that 10 times real fast. But why do we get the Buff Orpingtons? Because we've had the what are the ones we got? The
Barred Rocks.
Barred Rocks. That was our main focus when we got here. But
I like the Barred Rock hens. I don't like the Barred Rock roosters.
No.
So a lot of the breeds that have been, I guess, commercialized is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
For egg production, many of them actually don't go broody. Barred Rocks are not known for going broody very often. I know there are chickens in Barred Rock chickens that do, but they're not known for going broody, and Bielefelders are not known for going broody, but Buff Orpingtons are. And they're a bigger bird. I know Silkies grow broody all the time, but they are a smaller bird, where the Buff Orpington is bigger. So our hope is that we can cross the Bielefelder with the Buff Orpington and make a kind of a broody Orpington? I don't know.
A Bielefington.
Yes, because they're both bigger, so they're both great dual-purpose birds. I don't know if it's going to work, but I was like, well, can't hurt. Let's try it.
And why do you want a broody chicken so bad?
Because I don't want to raise them.
It's the whole. It's great having a incubator. It's
Yes,
fun.
and they're adorable.
Yes, it's fun to see them hatch and all that. The cuteness wears off really quick, and then they're just messy.
Yes, I mean, they're adorable, and I like chicks, but if I can get one of our chickens to raise them, I'd much rather do that so we can focus on other things on the homestead.
Yep.
So, but we broke down, we got meat chickens, we got 25. Now we did lose 8 chickens altogether after they were delivered. We originally had 36 birds, so, but we still thankfully have, I think, 1 Buff Orpington and still 3 Bielefelders, I believe.
Only the
one
one?
or 2, I think only one. Yeah, I only got 3 buffs, so.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Yeah, so.
And McMurray, where we ordered them, great to work with. They refunded our money immediately, no questions asked. So
Is that a fly?
I hope it's a fly.
Me too.
Yes, it's almost that season again. It is very humid today.
North Carolina, hello.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy how hot it's been the last couple of days, and it's snowing in Vegas.
Yes, well, we've got a storm coming in, so we're getting some stuff done around here.
Yeah.
So we apologize. The big storm that came through here, we had all kinds of wind damage. We've been cleaning up. Ben's been working a couple of side jobs this week, so we just haven't had that much time to get a video out, so we wanted to make sure we got something out to you today.
But we haven't forgot you, and hopefully you haven't forgot us.
Yes.
And while you're at it, go to renewedhomestead.com and check out our shop. And
we are going to be at the Farm Where You Live Festival, April 15th, right?
That's right.
So we will be there. So we hope to see y'all there. I believe Billy will be there, and I think Pastor Lon's going to be there too, right?
He is.
So yeah, the homesteading pastor. So it'll be good to see everybody.
That's right. Come out and see us and say hi, and we'll have our hoary knives there, and
yep,
our deodorant and
comfrey root.
Comfrey root.
Yep.
As long as it lasts. The comfrey root goes very
quick,
quickly.
yes.
So get there early. See us soon.
So, but yeah, so we changed our minds. We'll let you know how it goes once we process. We're going to actually have them out on pasture here. Probably in the next week or 2, we'll be building a tractor, which Ben will take you along when he does that. And yeah, so we'll have them going along right here behind the food forest at first. So, so pasture raised.
That's right.
So, all right, y'all, thank you so much for hanging with us. We're praying for everybody. We know the storms have been absolutely atrocious in the Midwest and in the Deep South. We got another group of storms coming in. We're praying that we don't get the wind like we did last time, but it was nothing compared to what Alabama and the Midwest dealt with. So we're praying for everybody. Please be in prayer. A lot of people lost their lives and lost everything.
Yeah. Well, not only for the folks in the path of the storm, but for really everybody in this world. There's a whole political storm going, as we talked about, and we need prayer now more than ever. So
yes, please get prepared.
Yep, please.
Yes.
All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next video. God bless.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.